What's up, guys? Welcome to the 50th Cosmo session. So this is a very, very interesting one I thought of last night. So this is very, very important to your emotional well-being. We are talking about the ruling planet of the moon. So stick with me. This is extremely important. Watch till the end because I'm going to go through each variation for each moon sign. And it gives us so much more information based on, so for example, if like for me, I'm a Sagittarius moon, the ruler of Sagittarius is Jupiter. You look at my Jupiter in Cancer, that will give a lot more information. And I'm going to go into the whole thing of how anyone with any level of astrology can look at this. So it's really intro. Let's get into it. Let's stick with me, you guys. This is going to be a cool one. All right. All right, guys, welcome. So basically, most people look at their moon sign in isolation. Really, obviously, the aspects, main aspects, the house. And by the way, I know my eyes are red. I slept horribly. I'm feeling a little bit better now at 6 o'clock. But really, the ruling planet shapes how the moon operates. It gives further details. So, you have to look at the ruling planet sign, the house, and the key aspects it makes to tell you more about how you express yourself on that lunar level. What's the lunar level? Lunar level is the most important because it represents what it needs for us, what we need as individuals to feel happy, to feel secure, to feel good in our own body, in our own internal foundational state, right? Like it's like the internal, metaphorically, it's like we all have an internal home, right? And that's our moon sign. So we want to live in line with that. So for example, a Capricorn moon is ruled by Saturn. And if that Saturn is then in Pisces, it'll be a lot different than if that Saturn was in Capricorn. I'll go into that in a sec. So, yeah, it really is like the manager of your emotions. If the moon is your emotional core, this is like the manager of that, right? So, how your moon operates, how it finds that fulfillment. And obviously the house is where, what area of life you seek that emotional stability. So, okay, let's go from sign to sign. I need to get a paper out. Ugh, don't run away, don't run away. Okay, so we'll start with Leo. Shit, we're gonna write this stuff. Goddamn. Number 50 should have been more organized. Okay, so Leo / Sun. Basically, okay, so Leo moons ruled by the sun. You look at the sun as the ruling planet. The sun is obviously about identity, self-expression, purpose, how you shine. So basically the moon's emotional needs. So it's a very interesting balance between, the feminine and the masculine. And it's tied to where the sun is placed. So like a Leo moon with the sun in Scorpio, we're just going to go with signs right now instead of, obviously the house and the aspects add a lot. It's going to be so much, it's going to be a more private, emotionally intense person than a Leo moon, with the sun in Gemini, right? Which is going to be more playful, more social, more curious. So that's a really, really good example. Next we have Cancer, moon. So Cancer, and basically, Cancer moon, already, they're going to be very, very deep emotional people. And, so basically it's the same thing. It's like, okay, so you're as a Cancer moon, you look at where your moon is. So a Cancer moon with a Sagittarius, wait, I'm tripping. A Cancer moon, this one doesn't make sense. Yeah, because this one is always going to be a Cancer moon, right? Because it's about the moon. So you can't have a Cancer moon with the moon in Capricorn. I guess, yeah. So having a Cancer moon, the ruling planet of your moon is the moon. So TBD on that one. I would say that this is the one where it doesn't really apply here. Perhaps I'm wrong, but it just, yeah. Okay, so Mercury, this is for Gem and Virgo. Yeah, so a Mercury ruled moon, they can be very, the mind can govern the emotions. They can have a tendency to intellectualize their emotions and be more in the mental realm than in the emotional realm. So they can process their emotions through words, analysis. Yeah. And basically, like you look at the Mercury sign, so like a Gemini moon with a Mercury in Pisces is gonna be a lot, different than a Gemini moon with a Mercury in Aries, um, Aries or Leo or something like that, right? Because like you'll have a very poetic expression of that lunar energy, right? Of that emotional energy. It's gonna be a lot more empathetic, a lot more compassionate, and yeah, poetic, as I said. Then that Aries, which will be very quick-witted, kind of to the point, less ethereal, more just this is the way it is, right? So very important. Okay, then we have Venus rule moons, which is Taurus and Libra. Um, there is, whether it's through pleasure, stability, relationships, touch or the senses, connection in general. They thrive with stability and just love energy, right? So yeah. Now, a Taurus moon, you look at the Venus, with Venus in Aries, that energy will come off way more passionate, way more impulsive, more of like a kind of like a masculine arc to a very feminine moon placement, as opposed to a Taurus moon with Venus in Cancer, which will be more nurturing, home oriented, yeah, more of that like passive, not go with the flow, but yeah, just that kind of more feminine, archetypically feminine energy. So yeah, Mars rule moons, right? So we have so you could look at this as Mars. Basically, emotions are tied to action. Emotions are tied to assertiveness. To that passionate fire energy, right? So an Aries moon. So I actually know someone very, very, very well who is an Aries moon, but her Libra Mars makes it way, way different and than other Aries moons that I know, like one in particular whose Mars is in Leo. And even though the person I know very, very well still is very, very Aries moon, she can be very indecisive. She can be very, sometimes have trouble, even though she's very, very powerful and in terms of the emotions can have that very fiery element to it. There could be that more of that diplomatic consideration at times, or like that like really not wanting to like yes, rocking the ship, but then like really kind of coming back to it. It's not just like that. I said it, and it's over with. So yeah, like there. So Aries moon in a sign with Mars and Capricorn would make that expression more structured, disciplined, um, controlled. Right. Jupiter is Sag. So obviously, like a Sag moon is all about expansion, travel, learning, growth, finding ultimate meaning, so many different things, right? Freedom, yeah, freedom. Did I say freedom? So yeah, like my example, a Sag moon with Jupiter in Cancer, that that shows my homebody nature, right? Someone who has big dreams, but really like needs to have that emotional comfort, right? So like I might travel to different parts of the world, live in different parts of the world, Sag moon, but I need my home, like my home of like the actual apartment. I spend maybe it's like, especially these days with the transits I'm in, but like I spend a lot of time like at home overall. I'm a homebody. I got to become more of a homebody as I've gotten older. Like it doesn't mean like I don't pop out at times, but overall I like to work from home. Jupiter expanding from the home. I also love, I don't have that right now, but like, if I could have any house, I would, it's, Jupiter, which represents like heights. I would love to be like in the highest building on the penthouse, like the highest, most, like building, with or just a house with a massive view, which is very Jupiterian, and Cancer rules real estate and homes. So yeah. And that compared to someone, with Jupiter and Aquarius, Saturn with Jupiter and Aquarius, and I actually know someone like this, that represents that need for freedom, rebellion, being different, having, very, very humanitarian, so Jupiter is where you want to expand in, right? So for me with a Cancer, I want to expand in home, and you can even say with family, but like I don't really know like how that has played out in my life with other elements of my chart. So you have to get a whole reading, because it's like you would see Pluto on the IC with Black Moon Lilith square Venus. Um, okay, so Saturn is obviously Capricorn moon, and as I said, did I say this? Yeah. So Capricorn moons, I could go on about, like the need for structure. That, it's a very very difficult moon. It represents like the father archetype, maturity, becoming your own metaphorical father. Lots of hardships and karmic lessons learned. Need to grow up early. The responsible one. A need for order. A need for giving back to society in a way that really has honor, really has meaning, and yeah, just structured emotions, sometimes too rigid. But I'm not going to go into the whole thing. So a Cap Moon with Saturn and Aries, right? That could be someone who's emotionally independent, right? Like Capricorn moons can be very much like that, especially with the Saturn energy, but also very impulsive, right? As opposed to someone who that's with the Saturn Aries with a Capricorn moon with Saturn Pisces, could be someone that is here balancing that Capricorn moon realism with that Saturn and Pisces kind of otherworldly energy. Like balancing realism with emotions, with inspiration, with compassion, yeah, all that stuff. So you have lots of different themes. Okay, Uranus. Um, so yeah, obviously Aquarius moons, it's all about free, the emotional need for being different, for being the beat of your own drum, for going taking the road less traveled, for yeah, just really finding your authentic self-expression. And emotions tend not to follow a standard pattern, especially shown by society. So yeah, that there's that. And then so this is where it gets a little bit tricky for me. I'm going to be very very honest with you guys, because this is the next two, the next three, it's Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, which obviously, if you know about astrology, the signs of those, it's not that they matter. They change. Like there's very long periods, as you know. Pluto takes forever to change signs. Um, Uranus does one full round around the zodiac in 82 years. Um, so yeah, and Neptune even longer. So okay, so this one we can kind of think about it as in like maybe the aspects are gonna add a lot to it, but still, like Uranus in Scorpio, right, with an aqua moon, could be someone who's very emotionally unpredictable, but also emotionally intense and with a level of depth to it, and kind of like someone who wants to go beneath the surface or whatnot. And perhaps someone with Uranus and Libra, um, an Aquarius moon. It could still be someone who's still unconventional, but maybe more focused on relationships and being relational within that. Yeah. So Pisces slash Neptune. Obviously, like a Pisces moon is like that boundless, dreamy, intuitive. It's this otherworldly energy. Someone who's super super empathetic and poetic and artistic, and they have all these talents, but sometimes they lack boundaries. I'm not going to go into the whole thing, as I said, but let's see a Pisces moon with Neptune and Capricorn, right? The emotions, right, might be influenced by a feeling of a need to, like a need to give back, and some type of um, like what am I trying to say? Like a need for duty, right? Like to give back to society, to get to play their role and give back and yeah, influenced by duty to society, if that's how you say it correctly, and yeah, just overall structure in their life, right? And then Pisces moon with Neptune and Aquarius, that could be someone who is emotionally idealistic, like Pisces moons are, but also rebellious in that same sense. Then we got Pluto, Scorpio. Scorpio moon is like as deep, transformational, energy, like someone who feels everything, and you know, is here to you know, to go. It's another tough moon sign for a lot of people. You know, like representing the underworld, and someone who is here to go beneath this. Excuse me. Beneath the surface, right? In life, and find mysteries, and really find true meaning, and do a lot of soul work for themselves. So very intense, very transformational, very deep, as I said. So if the Pluto's in Sag, right, the Scorpio moon with the Pluto in Sag, there could be some of this intensity that's intensity that's projected into adventures, right? That kind of adds the Sag would add this more adventurous tone to that very intense Pluto in Sag. Like, for example, maybe there's someone who travels a lot for truth, for deep Scorpionic truth, or something like that. Scorpio moon with Pluto and Capricorn, that could be someone who's very emotionally guarded, right? Because those two can be very, very serious signs when together. But there's like this deep structure, this deep duty, right? And then, you know, you might have someone, yeah. So these are just two interesting examples, right, of Sag and Capricorn being very different. Yeah. So as you can see, this is like a whole lot different than you know, this adds like another element to the moon sign. Obviously, there's a lot more you have to look at. You have to look at the main aspects. Like I always say, if you are a Leo moon and you have two Leo moons, one Leo moon doesn't have really that many crazy aspects or anything that's a big of a deal, and the other one that has like opposite square Saturn, they're going to be completely different in how they come across, right? The house placement matters a lot more, but I think this is really fascinating. I've seen this in my own life and the life of other people, of like how, like literally, like I know so many Sagittarian people, and this is like myself being one, right? And just knowing a lot of them very, very closely, I just see that how fascinating it is to see how that Jupiter sign and kind of the overall position of the Jupiter, really the sign in the house, aspects too, but like, yeah. I feel like the aspects really are more important with the outer planets. I mean, obviously it depends like on major aspects, like, you know, but yeah, with the outer planets, it's like because the sign matters less on like a personal level, it still matters. I feel like that kind of, yeah. And so yeah, this is all just about you know, understand that like you might be a Capricorn moon, but where's your Saturn? You know, and like how does that, and maybe like observe for yourself, be your own scientist. So anyways, I could go a lot deeper in this, but I hope you guys enjoy. This is my 50th Cosmos session, 2 away from a full year with only missing 1 because my editor, his computer died. So hope you guys enjoy. Let me know in the comments. I appreciate the support. I'm trying to get to that mark, but things take time. So thank you so much. Talk to y'all later. Ciao.